You're watching KREM-TV Spokane.
Good evening, and thank you for choosing KREM 2 News. In sports, Oregon State ends Idaho's season, and Shelley says all that will mar tomorrow's weather will be a few clouds. Spokane fire crews have been busy this evening.
From the Inland Empire, KREM 2 News at 11 with the KREM 2 News team. Bev Carr, Dennis May, Shelley Monahan, and Todd Pickett.
Good evening. The FBI tonight is looking into a possible link between two white supremacist groups and organized crime.
KREM 2 News, live with Charles Rowe, Marino Boyle, Peter Colford, and Eric Johnson.
Good evening, everyone. Here's what's new at 11.
KREM 2 News, live with Tom MacArthur, Mary O'Connell, and Paul Seaback with sports.
A train derailment near Everett causes homes to be evacuated and Interstate 5 to be closed.
Live from the Inland Northwest News Leader, Charles Rowe, Marino Boyle, Peter Colford, and Eric Johnson. This is KREM 2 News. Live from the Inland Northwest News Leader, Charles Rowe, Mary McDermott, Peter Colford, and Eric Johnson. This is KREM 2 News.
Good evening, everyone. The leader of the No Name Fellowship testified today that...
Live from the Inland Northwest News Leader, Charles Rowe, Mary McDermott, Peter Colford, and Eric Johnson. This is KREM 2 News.
Mangled metal and mangled wood. All that's left tonight of an Ohio bridge torn apart by floodwaters.
Live from the Inland Northwest News Leader, this is KREM 2 News.
Good evening, everybody. Here's what's new at 5.
Live from the Inland Northwest News Leader, Jay Allen, Peggy Hansen, and Laura Ashley. This is KREM 2 News.
Good afternoon. Here's the latest news.
Live from the Inland Northwest News Leader, Charles Rowe, Nadine Woodward, Peter Colford, and Rich Henkels. This is KREM 2 News.
Rising numbers of stray and unwanted dogs and cats have put some North Idaho animal lovers on the offensive.
Live from the Inland Northwest News Leader, Tom MacArthur, Mary O'Connell, Tom Sherry, and Brian Beach. This is KREM 2 News.
This is a scene in pubs across the Inland Northwest tonight as the Irish and their friends celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Good evening, everyone.
This is KREM 2 News at 11 with Charles Rowe, Nadine Woodward, Peter Colford, and Bob Buckley.
Well, it's estimated that this will increase the deficit probably around $300 million.
This is KREM 2 News Weekend with Steve Becker, Denise Keniston, Leon Smitherman, and Jim McLaren.
A nervous nation waits for word from a Los Angeles jury. The first full day of deliberations brings no verdict in the Rodney King beating trial. Good evening, everyone.
This is KREM 2 News Nightwatch.
I think it's safe to say that there are no winners in a situation like this.
That's the word from Kaiser Aluminum as it prepares for nearly 2,000 Spokane area workers to go on strike Monday. Good evening, everybody. I'm Charles Rowe.
And I'm Nadine Woodward.
From your news leader, this is KREM-2 News at 5.
After one Freeman leader leaves the ranch in Montana, there is word this evening there may be a tentative agreement to end that 79-day standoff. Good evening, everyone. I'm Nadine Woodward.
And I'm Charles Rowe. One of the Freeman leaders left the Montana.
You're watching KREM-2 News, your news leader for the Inland Northwest. With Charles Rowe, Nadine Woodward, and Tom Sherry's weather. This is KREM-2 News at 5.
And the time back is 5:14.
Reader, this is KREM-2 News at 6.
At the White House, the American flag flies at half-staff as the nation mourns the loss of 19 lives in a bombing at a U.S. Air Force base in Saudi Arabia. Good evening, everyone. I'm Nadine Woodward.
And I'm Charles Rowe.
KREM-2 News. With coverage you can count on, this is Ice Storm 96.
It's definitely the case, but I was raised in Spokane. I've seen a lot of tough winters, but I have never seen a winter storm as devastating as this one is.
A sentiment felt all over the Inland Northwest. Tonight, the Spokane area is declared a federal disaster area as the temperatures drop and tens of thousands must brave the cold without electric power. Good evening, everybody. I'm Charles Rowe.
And I'm Nadine Woodward. Thank you for joining us for the special edition of KREM-2 News, and we are happy to be seen tonight.
Now, with coverage you can count on, KREM-2 News with the latest at 11.
The Yugoslavian night sky pierced once again tonight by gunfire.
Coverage you can count on. For the Inland Northwest, this is KREM-2 News at 6.
Each card on the wall represents a child that may spend the nights on the street but gets help from the YWCA to make it to school during the day.
Whether Spokane's homeless children.
Coverage you can count on. KREM-2 News at 6 starts now.
Car windows smashed in, belongings stolen. That's what nearly a dozen people in this South Spokane neighborhood woke up to this morning.
I do feel violated, and we are very upset.
Now victims want to warn you not to park your vehicle on the street.
Well, neighbors believe the same suspect.
Coverage you can count on. With Randy Shaw, Nadine Woodward, Tom Sherry's Storm Tracker 2 forecast, and Tom Hudson sports. This is KREM-2 News at 6.
Researchers at Washington State University are hoping a pair of sleeping grizzly bears.
Coverage you can count on for the Inland Northwest. This is KREM-2 non-stop news at 11.
A Medical Lake High School student is in juvenile jail tonight after brandishing a loaded gun at school.
KREM-2 News at noon starts now.
Sound of a drenching rain, soothing until the lightning and thunder woke people up this morning.
KREM-2 News at 5 starts now.
KREM-2 News headed to the scene of some breaking news out of North Idaho right now. A wildfire spreading quickly just outside St. Mary's.
You're watching KREM-2 News at 5 with Charles Rowe, Nadine Woodward, and Tom Sherry's Storm Tracker 2 forecast. Live from the KREM-2 Digital Media Center, this is KREM-2 News at 5.
And we continue to monitor that wildfire burning near St. Mary's, Idaho. In just the last 15 minutes, that fire grew.
You're watching KREM-2 News at 5.
Well, tonight is Charles Rowe's last 5 o'clock newscast as he gets set to retire.
Security going to be priority number one for this Sunday's Bloomsday race. In light of the Boston Marathon bombing, Spokane authorities are taking several measures to make sure you and your family are safe.
KREM-2 News at 5 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. It's good to have you with us. I'm Jane McCarthy. Randy Shaw is on location tonight. We'll join him live later in the show.
You're watching KREM-2 News at 5 with Randy Shaw. Jane McCarthy. Tom Sherry's Storm Tracker 2 forecast. Live from the KREM-2 Digital Media Center, this is KREM-2 News at 5.
Well, look at that. This Memphis police cruiser ended up on the side of this pole.
KREM-2 News at 6 starts now.
Are you reporting gunshots?
I am.
Okay, do you know exactly where they're coming from?
Well, 1 year after they awoke to gunfire, confusion, and a cold-blood attack, we talked to people who can't forget the morning.
You're watching KREM-2 News at 6.
It was a cold.
KREM-2 News at 6 starts now.
And there's still time to drop off donations for Tree of Sharing.
The second suspect in the beating death of a World War II veteran made his first court appearance today. Then he made a startling charge that the victim was selling him drugs. Now, many are calling that suspect a liar and a killer. And a trail of evidence leads investigators to the culprits who stole life-size stuffed animals, including a polar bear.
KREM-2 News at 10 starts now.
Good evening and thanks for being with us. I'm Randy Shaw. Strange break-in in North Spokane.
From KREM-2, this is breaking news.
Good afternoon. I'm Charles Rowe. KREM-2 News tracking a deadly shooting and standoff right now.
KREM-2 News at 6 continues now.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Whitney Ward. Again, Jane is off tonight. A North Spokane woman says she feels violated after she caught a man watching her in the shower.
KREM-2 News at 10 starts now.
Good evening and thanks for being with us. I'm Randy Shaw. Dozens of fire crews battling flames near the...
City officials are cracking down on prostitution on Sprague. A new ordinance could mean bigger consequences for people caught picking up prostitutes. A recent New York Times article reveals new details about the murder of Doug Carlisle and its connection to the oil business in North Dakota. And what do Amanda Knox and Richard Sherman have in common? We'll let you know coming up.
KREM-2 News at 11 starts now.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Dana Haynes. Randy is off.
I am looking for a fair process. Just asking for a fair process. I want a fair process where I can defend my integrity.
Today, Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh will try to do just that in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee. It is expected to be one of the most dramatic days in President Trump's term so far. As Christine Blasey Ford testifies against Kavanaugh, 2 other women accusing him of sexual misconduct will be watching. This morning, we are digging into their claims. Today's hearing is not the end of the road for Kavanaugh. This morning, we're breaking down what happens next. Good morning, everyone. 6 a.m. now on this Thursday. I'm Brittany Bailey. Jen York is off this morning.
KREM-2 News at noon begins now.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for being with us at this noon hour. I'm Laura Papetti. Jen York is off today.
2 men are in the hospital tonight after their plane went down near Cheney. We have the latest from the crash site. A furry visitor is making the rounds in Post Falls. Police have a message about a tree-climbing bobcat. And the head of Tesla is stepping down from the board. Elon Musk is also paying a hefty fine. Welcome to KREM-2 News at 6. Thanks so much for joining us on this Saturday. I'm Brittany Bailey.
KREM-2 News at 6 continues now.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jane McCarthy.
And I'm Mark Hanrahan. An intense day of testimony on Capitol Hill today. A local dispatcher is getting some much-deserved recognition for helping to save a woman who accidentally drove into Lake Coeur d'Alene.
Water's coming into my car. Oh, God. I'm sending help to you now. Stay in the line. I'll tell you exactly what to do next.
Tomorrow is going to feel like summer again, with temperatures reaching near 80 degrees in some spots. We'll take a look at your full forecast.
From a carbon tax to a grocery tax to gun control and police use of force, Washington voters will decide on 4 ballot initiatives this November. So tonight, we're looking into who's funding the efforts and who's opposed to them. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Whitney is off tonight. First up, the 4 statewide initiatives that Washington voters will see on their ballots for the upcoming midterm elections.
KREM-2 News at 11 begins now.
Good Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Whitney is off tonight. In an era when many of us spend too much time looking down at our phones.
KREM-TV, look to us.